Sometimes, unfortunately, does won't nurse their kids well, and we have to intervene. Some things that you should look out for is use your handy dandy sitting chair and hang out for a little bit. If after a couple of hours you haven't noticed that that kid has gotten up, nursed, latched on really well, you might need to intervene. This can involve using the rope halter to tie that doe up and assisting the kid with getting attached to the udder. And if that doesn't work, we have to do some other things. So the first thing that we might need to consider doing is actually hand milking the goat. So we would use something that's food safe. So I've got like a stainless steel pail here that I use, and hand milk that goat into the pail. You can also hand milk a goat directly into a bottle depending on how docile and calm she is. After we've hand milked the goat, we can then use a bottle and a nipple to hand feed the kid. So what I've got here is just a plastic lamb and kid bottle and a nipple. The cool part about this nipple is that it will actually screw on to just a regular water bottle or a soda bottle. So it makes it really easy to use those, and then you can just chuck them instead of having to try to clean anything out. If for some reason you're not able to actually milk that doe, or if she's not producing milk, you might have to use some type of a replacer. So the first thing is that the kid needs to have colostrum. Colostrum's that very first milk that a doe gives after kidding, and it's full of immunoglobulins, high fat content, and really helps to get the kid off to a good start. What I have here is lamb and kid colostrum replacer. That replacer is super important. So on the market, there are colostrum supplements. And if you're only feeding a supplement, the animal will not be getting everything that it needs to get off to a good start. So what we want to look for is colostrum replacer. Follow the labor instructions. It'll have you mix accordingly into warm water. We'll put it in the bottle and we'll use that to feed the kid. If after that first feeding, you're still not having any success with getting the kid to latch on the doe, you'll have to use a milk replacer. This is a goat-specific milk replacer. You can buy all species milk replacer, but the issue with all species milk replacer is that it's meant to be an average for everybody, so it's useless for everybody. So I definitely recommend getting species-specific milk replacer. On this milk replacer bag, on all milk replacer bags, you'll find mixing instructions and feeding rates based on the age of the kids, so follow those accordingly. If you get in a bind and you can't get to colostrum or milk replacer, a last resort would be to use whole milk that you might have in your fridge, warm it up, and you could feed that to your kid, the kid in the meantime. Sometimes even after feeding colostrum, feeding milk or milk replacer, goats might still look like, kids might look like they're still dehydrated, does might look like they're still dehydrated after kidding. So it's helpful to keep goat electrolyte on hand. This is just like Gatorade for humans. It's balanced to support hydration and help that animal get hydrated quickly. It also provides like an immediate source of energy. So sometimes for kids that are a little bit lethargic, that essential sugar rush can help get them up and running so that they'll try to nurse off of the mom. You'll mix this according to package directions. Use our handy dandy bottle to feed it to the animal, and you'll see on this nipple it's actually closed, so what you can do is you can cut off the end of it to the size that you need. For kids that have been just born, we're just going to barely cut the edge of this. So newborn kids don't actually need a lot of liquid volume and they eat very slow, so if we cut this too close to the base of the nipple, it would come out too fast. So electrolytes can be really helpful to have on hand for both the mom and the kid.